Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you another week's weekly reading vlog. So this one is very exciting for me to start because I'm actually seeing Cole this week. This vlog includes my next trip to America. It's going to be the second time I've been out there this year, and I am so excited to see my fiance that I literally can't stop smiling right now. I'm literally about to call him because I'm going to go to sleep. It's Sunday night, it's really late, but I wanted to start off this vlog so I didn't forget tomorrow because I've got a bit of a busy work day. But yeah, I see my fiance this week and I am just obsessed. This is great. I'm so excited. Ignore the fact that when I edit this vlog I'm going to be back in the UK. Scratch over that for now. It's already less than 100 days until I go back for the third time this year, so I'm really excited about how this year is going. I'm really grateful that I'm able to do this, and yeah, I'm just so excited to see my fiance again for the second time this year. It sounds so crazy when you say it. I definitely think when I go back in August we should film some sort of content together. It's been a while since we've done a Q&A. It's also at the level where it's a little bit awkward now when we do Q&As because we are trying to make plans for our future, and it's not all things that we can discuss on the internet, so it's a little bit harder, but I'd also like to really involve him in content, so I'm going to try and get him involved in this weekly vlog as much as I physically can. We'll see how it plays out, but he's very supportive of me continuing on with YouTube, so I really need him to take part, and then I can make these videos more exciting. So anyway, what are my plans? I now have 3 days, so Monday, as in the day this vlog should be starting, aka tomorrow. Well, I'm working Monday to Wednesday, but Monday I'm hosting reading sprints. I will need to pick a book, and Tuesday I'm not doing a hell of a lot apart from getting my nails done because these are really grown out, and then Wednesday I'll probably be heading over to my parents before leaving on Thursday morning, so I don't really have time to read a whole book. So I want to pick something that I'm not that bothered by because I'll probably start it and either finish it on Tuesday or not quite finish it, and then I'll finish it on Wednesday, like maybe on my first flight, and have to leave the book somewhere, which is what I did back in March, try and pass on the book love around the world. So I haven't mentioned it yet, but I'm taking part in Escape the Readathon, and that means my prompts are constantly changing. It's been a fun experience at the start. I'm now finding it a little bit stressful that I've completely lost control of my TBR. It would be different if I was staying in the country, but because I'm traveling, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to meet the prompts. I also don't know how quick I'm going to be reading. And like Thursday, I'm going to be on a plane for 8.5 hours straight. So if we open a room and the game is finished, like I don't know that because I'm going to be in the air, and even though it's only 8.5 hours, if I land and then the prompts have changed, it's just, yeah, am I really, like, I'm not in control. So we've got to a new room and it's in the bar, and we have 5 different prompts. 3 of them are correct, 2 of them are wrong, but we need to read as much for these prompts as we can. So to summarize, we have a new to you author, a book in your least read genre, picked with a random colour generator, a book you didn't buy, and a book that starts with the last letter of your previous title. So the last book I read was Life Unaware by Cole Gibson, so it would have to be a title starting with E, and I feel like that's quite rogue, so I don't think I'm gonna have a book starting with the letter E anywhere. Let me just have a look on Goodreads. I'm looking around and I'm not seeing anything. I actually have so many books starting with E. Okay, is that hardback? Okay, that was a nightmare to find, and now my camera battery is flashing, which is awful timing, so let me swap that out. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna need all of these, but I wanna have 3 books. 1 book to read tomorrow during sprints and finish on Tuesday, and then 2 books for my travels because I feel like I can do 2 whole books on my travels. So I found some books starting with E to fit the previous title. The first one being Everyone Here Is Lying by Shari Lapina, and this is a book I actually picked up in Spain. It was in like a book swap situation, so it's a really beat up copy. The spine is broken and there's a really horrible sticker on the front, and because it's me, that to me is not a book, like I can't keep that forever. I would need to get a new copy if this is a 5-star because I'm obviously unstable somewhere. This is a book I think I'm going to like but potentially not love. Either way, I'm visiting my fiance. If I like the books and I don't want to get rid of them, I can leave them there. Like, that also works. But this is one I think I'm probably going to read and not have an emotional attachment to. And also it's a domestic thriller, so I'm probably not going to want to reread it even if I love it. So yeah, this is a, as I said, domestic thriller following William Wooler, who's a family man on the surface, but he's been having an affair that ended horribly this afternoon at a motel up the road. So when he returns to his house, devastated and angry, to find his difficult 9-year-old daughter Avery unexpectedly home from school, William loses his temper. Hours later, Avery's family declares her missing. So I think this is what I'm going to start with. I'm going to pick this one up after work tomorrow, try and get it all done in the reading sprints, but we'll see how much I can actually read. But it's going to be my first pick. My second pick, because I feel like people won't do this prompt and you have to place your books where they fit best. But a book that starts with an E, oh, which actually then, if I read this, it'll have to start with a G. So ignore that. But then I did kind of think about Enchanted to Meet You by Meg Cabot, which I didn't buy. Maybe I need to do this random colour generator thing just to see what I get. There's so many prompts, like it's basically like a whole TBR video. Okay, so I found this random colour generator. I think I just hit it here. Okay, that is like my colour. That is exactly my colour. And I know what book I should probably read for that. But I feel like people are going to do that prompt and my reading isn't going to help. Okay, I found a book that's either going to be the best decision I could possibly make for this prompt, or it's going to absolutely break my heart and I'm going to be uncontrollable. It's The Visa by Lizzie O'Hagan, and this is a romance where the people get married for a marriage visa, but they're not actually in a relationship. I feel like this is going to be an interesting choice to read while flying to visit my fiance in a different country, but it fits the colour generator. Does it fit any of the other prompts, just in case? A new to you author, it is a new to me author. It's not in my least read genre. I did buy this one. So it's a new to me author and it fits the colour generator. Last letter of my previous title, random colour generator, a new to you author. So if I can find a book that is in my least read genre and I didn't buy it. But what's my least read genre? Like sci-fi and historical, which I don't love. So why would I do that, you know? Because if I don't love them, like, I'm not gonna buy so many books or ask for so many books in that genre. I guess like a memoir? Never mind, I've had to stretch least read genre because then I would be picking like a sci-fi set in space, and I don't want to read a sci-fi set in space. There's no point reading a book I don't want to read. So I've gone for least read genre on my shelves, and that would be what I'm classing as a genre is a short story anthology, because I don't read those. I typically don't love them. And I have one here that I didn't buy because I was really intrigued by the concept and didn't realise it was a short story collection. So I have Things We Say in the Dark by Kirsty Logan. It's short, it'll be an easy one to carry with me, and maybe I can read one story and then watch, I think there's 3 parts. So I can read a part, then I can watch a movie on the plane. I can read a part, then I can have a snack, and then read another part before we land. So yeah, I'm gonna take this one and this one on my travels, which are very different books, but I think that's a very good shout, and I'm going to read this one in the next couple days. So clearly that is not enough books for my entire trip, but I'm not going to take any more physical books. What I'm going to do is read on my Kindle, or I'm going to read from my mother-in-law's collection. She has an entire basement full of books at this point, so she gives me free rein to go and pick books from there that I'd like to read. There's also the library in town. I have a book of the month order to pick up, and there are bookshops. So I'm not going to run out of things to read, but I don't need to take more physical books than I'll actually read on my trip. I reckon I can read this before the first flight ends, to be honest. I'm going to try my best to get through both of these, and I will have options on my Kindle. So yeah, I've now been talking for about 20 minutes in an intro clip, so I'm going to make sure I edit this before I go on my trip. I'm just gonna get over myself public vlogging by turning the camera on and forcing it, because I feel really, really awkward, but we're here. I haven't updated you in a couple days. I'm now in Birmingham Airport. I'm on my way and I'm really excited, obviously. So yeah, there's now people everywhere and I feel really, really awkward, but I'm on my way and I will update you. hello, I'm in America. Yeah, I have lots to tell you, but I just pulled up where I thought I could film a really nice vlog clip, but there's like workers, so they're just changing some signs around, but I feel really like paranoid that they're like, what is she doing? So I don't know if I can sit here or not. But now, is it weirder if I leave? I don't know. Can I put you there? So I have a really nice car, which is what's making this difficult, is because there's a huge screen here, because it's a Mini. It's a Mini Countryman or whatever. So it's one of the like SUV style Minis, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'll have to show you my books in a little bit because I don't feel comfortable doing it here with them working, but I wanted to update the vlog. So I didn't film much travel content because I had such a stressful journey. If you ever see on TikTok, people are like, oh, if you get this on your boarding pass, like get ready for a wild ride. And lucky me had SSSS printed on her boarding pass. So I had extra security, extra questions, a full pat down, a drug screening. It wasn't too fun. So after all that, finally getting on the flight, and we sat on the runway for like an hour before we even moved. It was just, yeah, it was a long time. They did make up some time on the flight, but it took a while. And then by the time I got to Chicago, my bag didn't come out for like 45 minutes. So I was a bit stressed. Finally got my car, was really happy with my car, and then was stuck in rush hour traffic for 2.5 hours. So yeah, it was just a long day. I got back to Coles, we got a Wendy's, and I went to bed. So it was not a very like long evening. I think we were in bed for 9. I was tired. It's now only, I don't even know what time, it's 8:30. I'm already out and about and showered and fully awake. So I'm gonna go hang out with his grandparents for a bit. I will tell you a little bit about the books I've read after I've done that. I'm gonna go to Walmart, get some bits and bobs that I need, and then I'll talk to you about books. But yeah, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm happy. I'm obviously happy, but this car is just so nice. Everything's just really pretty in here, and the workers have just clocked that I have a camera, and there's like, we're at the city hall of town, and I feel really awkward. So yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with Non and Pa, and then I will catch up with you guys later. Okay, so I did want to pull up somewhere nice to talk to you. We're just in the car park, actually outside where my mother-in-law currently works before their office moves, just because I didn't really know where to go. And I could sit outside, but I just don't want people seeing me vlogging. I'm not over it yet. But how nice is this car? Like, how nice is this car? It's just really fancy, and I feel very cool. Can I rest you? Oh my god, we have got a car with a camera resting spot. This is fantastic. I just hope you can still hear me. So I thought I'd talk to you quickly about the books I've been reading, so that content is done. Why is there a random, okay. I get so paranoid, I have to get used to it again. I know that it's a tiny town, like I don't know everybody, but I just feel like it would be more noticeable that someone's talking to a camera. I don't know. We're in the middle of nowhere. It feels like it's noticeable. I read one book on my way over. I wanted to read more, but I was actually just sat next to a very nice man, and he was telling me about his life and his children and his grandchildren and his now great-grandchildren. So he was telling me all about his life. I did manage to read all of Everyone Here Is Lying by Shari Lapina. I read this basically just on my second, like the long flight. I accidentally slept fully through the first flight, which was planning to be like my good reading, like a good sprint. It's like a 45-minute flight, that's a sprint. So yeah, on the 8.5 hour one, I read Everyone Here Is Lying by Shari Lapina, and I've given this 4 stars. I really like it. I almost gave it straight to the mother-in-law, but I forgot I should hold it up in a vlog for you first. I always call them domestic thrillers, but I just mean like set in households, involving the neighbours and stuff. That gives domestic thriller vibe to me. There's just one of the city employees that I know in his truck, and he is clearly going to see me talk to a camera. Bye, Brian. Okay. So I really did enjoy it. 4 stars. I think the ending was a little bit flat compared to the rest, but we're following a young girl who goes missing, and she goes missing just after she's had an argument with her dad. She's only 9 years old. He has just smacked her down very aggressively, and then he leaves and she goes missing. He is lying to the police about the fact that he's seen her that day, and then just as it suggests, everyone here is lying. Every time we get a new story, it's actually a lie, and I feel like it was told very well that you don't get irritated by the lies, you're actually just hooked to carry on. So 4 stars, I really did like this one, and I'm giving it straight to the mother-in-law. So my next plan then was to read Things We Say in the Dark by Kirsty Logan, and I was just really tired when I started reading it. So I read about 6 pages and I just couldn't work out what was going on. I was really lost. I think this one needs a bit more brain power, so I unfortunately didn't get to it on the plane. My next plan to actually read though is The Visa by Lizzie O'Hagan, and I'm gonna see what happens this afternoon. I might go out to
the family property. I think Cole's dad's doing some work out there today though, so I don't just want to irritate him by being around reading my book. Not that I feel like my presence irritates him that much, but if it does, like, I can go and find somewhere else, a nice like sunny area to sit and read my book, because I want to read all of this today. We'll see if I actually manage it, but that's the plan. But the other thing I need to show you, the best thing about being in America, is book of the month. So I have a book of the month order that I thought I would unbox with you, and I will start off, I mean, they're not in the order I wanted to be to show you. I'll start off with the reason I got the box, and that is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle Al Jensen, and this is the sequel to A Fate Inked in Blood, but I have the book of the month edition of the first one, so I wanted to get the book of the month for the second. I really like the reds on this, and yeah, I've actually brought my tabs over in case I wanted to read it while I'm here. That might be a good idea, to be honest. I think I'd really enjoy it. I really liked the first one. I think I gave it 4/4.5 stars back in January or February. So January it was. So I'm happy to have that. And then because that wasn't like a monthly book, it was only an add-on, I had to get either a monthly book or a member favourite. So I went with a favourite. I've got Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney, and I've actually seen loads of people reading this lately. This was the December 2024 month, so it's actually not that old, which will be why like people are still reading it. It looks really cool. It's a thriller. Author Grady Green is having the worst best day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news as she is driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes when she sees something in the road ahead. Over Grady's protest, Abby gets out of the car. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver's door is open, her phone is still there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write, so he travels to a tiny remote Scottish island to try and get his life back on track. And then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. I just think it sounds really fun, and I've seen some good reviews going around. So let's see what bookmark we got. As I've said before, I don't like their new bookmarks. I liked the original ones, because this just isn't exciting to me. It's been pages since we met. I've had better ones, book of the month, I've had better. Right, so now I'm gonna head over to Walmart. I am not going to get books. Walmart is next to Goodwill, so I think I might start at Goodwill, see if we have any bargains. Just quickly check the book section, Goodwill, and then I'll head to Walmart. So yeah, that's the plan. Annoyingly, this car forgets my CarPlay every time I get in. I have to reconnect my phone on Bluetooth. Like, I have to repair it. Doesn't make much sense to me, but anyway. Right, I should stop yapping. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello guys, this is great. This is not focusing on me because it's too bright. But I am very fortunate to be able to come out to the property. I've brought my book, which I haven't started yet, but I will start that now. But I am just literally sitting around the pond having a great time. I say that just as I found out I've been sat in bird poo. Oh well, hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, this is my current reading location. I don't really have much to add. I'm going to sit and read my book in the sun and just enjoy the vibes. I've got like an hour and a half until I need to head back to town to go home for when Cole finishes work. But for now, I can just sit here and read my book. Guys, I am such a big fan. I mean, that is going to be a hot seat to sit in, but this is just such a nice car. Like, I genuinely love it. I want one myself. Also, can we appreciate Florida license plates? How cute. Clearly, this is a rental. That's not my license plate, so you can't use it to do anything to me. Not that anyone watching this would, but yeah, it's a Florida plate. It's only like 2:30. I have an hour till Cole finishes work, but I need to pee so bad that it's hurting. And there's no toilet out here. We're in the middle of nowhere. They haven't yet put a toilet in. And I don't know where the deer cameras point, so I can't go in the woods even if I wanted to. So I'm gonna head home so I can go to the toilet. Whether I then go back out somewhere, maybe I have another hour, but I could just sit outside at his house. But yeah, needing to pee is ruining this. Hello. It is 6:40 in the morning on Saturday and Cole has just gone to work, so I'm awake. He's like, don't go back to sleep because I'm having a nap when I get home. So he wants me ready to nap when he gets home. But I'm reading The Visa. I read half of this yesterday, like exactly 50%. I'm on page 178 and I don't dislike it. So we'll see. It might just be like a 3-star. But yeah, I'm not hating it. I'll carry on reading it now. I've got 2 hours. If I really put my head down, I can read 100 pages. And then, yeah, hopefully I'll get this finished off today. Hello.
I don't know what I've told you and what I haven't told you, but it is now Tuesday, so this vlog needs finishing and updating. I did a fair amount of reading on Sunday, which was the last day of this vlog, and I read the entirety of Things We Say in the Dark by Kirsty Logan. Finished this. I haven't given it a rating because I do not really understand what I read. This is a collection of short stories and they're weird. They're horror, a lot of them based around like women's bodies particularly. And I was just a little bit lost. I wish I understood it. Sadly, I didn't. But that is where we currently are with it. So I've given it no rating. I did sit and read the entire thing in one go. It was very easily readable, even though it was weird. So I'm glad I gave it a go. I'm grateful that I did, but I just not really sure how I feel. So then I picked my new book, and that was Once You're Mine by Morgan Bridges. I didn't actually start it though, so I got distracted on other things. That'll be in next week's vlog. But really there wasn't much else on this vlog, I don't think. What did we even do Sunday? I don't even think we went out for dinner, did we? So it was just a very chill day, which I need some of those. Like Cole was gaming, I was reading, and that was that. It was a fun time. So I will give you more American content in next week's vlog, but for now, if you watch this video to this point, please leave me a plane emoji because I've travelled across the world, the little plane, and I will just have to bring you some more content next week because I've clearly under-delivered this week. I'm so sorry. I need to stop apologising, I know that, but I will be trying my hardest in next week's vlog. We also have a wedding next week, so I feel like there's going to be some good stuff. On that note though, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.